Are you curious about the feelings of someone you like? Does he love you, or is he just being nice? If you want to know his feelings, maybe you can watch this video until the end. Because on this occasion we will discuss 10 signs that you and he love each other silently. Let's start with the first sign. 1. You have a strong emotional connection. Emotional connection is one of the most profound signs that you and her love each other silently. This feeling often comes without you even realizing it. For example, when you feel sad or are facing a problem, he can sense your mood swings even if you don't say so. This shows that you have a bond that goes beyond verbal communication. Vice versa, when she feels depressed or uncomfortable, you may feel uneasy for no apparent reason. This connection also often makes you understand each other without needing to say much. In fact, just his presence is enough to make you feel calmer and more comfortable. According to psychology, this kind of connection is usually formed due to a deep sense of caring, which is accompanied by attention to the small details of each other's feelings and behavior. In a secretly loving relationship, this emotional connection becomes a bridge to understanding each other even though words are rarely spoken. Interestingly, this connection can be so strong that you often think about each other at the same time. If you suddenly think of him for no reason, there's a good chance he's thinking of you too. This phenomenon is often felt by those who have deep feelings but haven't had the courage to express them. 2. Feeling comfortable without talking much. Comfort in silence is one of the signs that there are special feelings between you and him. While there may not always be a flowing conversation, having him around is enough to create a sense of calm. It's not just about being physically together, but also about the trust and security that builds between you. In this kind of relationship, silence never feels awkward. Instead, you enjoy the moment because you know that there is no pressure to say anything. Psychology shows that this kind of comfort usually arises in relationships that have a strong emotional connection and mutual trust. This sense of comfort can be seen in small things, such as sitting together without talking, doing your own activities but still feeling connected, or even understanding each other just by looking into your eyes. These moments show that love doesn't always have to be expressed in words, as your feelings speak louder than words. If you feel comfortable when you're with him, even in silence, it's a sign that your relationship has gone beyond the boundaries of casual friendship. And chances are, he feels the same way. 3. Remembering the little things. When you and her love each other silently, the attention to small things is often evident. You may not realize it, but there's a tendency to remember small details about each other that others may take for granted. For example, you know her favorite drink, the way she laughs when she's happy, or quirky habits like playing with her hair when she's nervous. This goes the other way too. She might remember how you like to organize things neatly, a song you often listen to, or even an important date you didn't think she would remember. These small actions show how much you are the center of his attention, even if it's never expressed directly. According to psychology, the habit of remembering small details usually arises because someone really cares. The brain tends to store information about things or people that have special meaning. When you note these little things to each other, it's a sign that you feel more than just friends. This attention is a form of silent affection, where you show love without having to say it explicitly. This feeling makes you feel appreciated even if there is no direct acknowledgement. Remembering each other's little things is its own love language that silently strengthens the bond between you. 4. Stare at each other often. When you love each other silently, eye gaze becomes one of the main ways to express your feelings without words. You may often catch him watching you, but as soon as your eyes meet his, he looks away, as if he doesn't want to be seen. This happens to you too. You want to look at her longer, but you're afraid she'll realize how you feel. This gaze is not just a coincidence. According to psychology, someone who is in love will tend to pay attention to the person they like longer than others. In fact, without realizing it, his eyes search for the person's presence in the crowd. This frequent gaze is evidence of a strong emotional attraction. More interestingly, there's a good chance that she's also aware of your gaze, but chooses to feign ignorance. In a relationship full of silent love, the eyes are often the most honest medium of communication. Through your gaze, you express your feelings to each other without having to say a word. If you and him often share moments like this, it's a clear sign that there are similar feelings between you. It's a simple, yet meaningful form of love that only the two of you understand. 5. Supporting each other silently. In hidden love, support is often given unobtrusively. You may not say outright that you're there for her, but your actions show that concern. For example, when she's facing difficulties, you try to help behind the scenes, perhaps by offering solutions without her knowing or making sure she feels emotionally supported. She can show the same. Maybe he always encourages you indirectly, such as praising your efforts in front of others, showing small appreciation for what you do, or making sure you're okay without having to ask explicitly. This is a form of love that doesn't expect recognition, but rather a genuine desire to see each other happy and successful. According to psychology, this kind of support usually comes from a deep sense of caring. People who truly love, even if silently, tend to show their feelings through actions, not just words. This also shows that your love has a strong foundation, as it is based on caring and wanting to protect. If you feel like someone is secretly always there for you, even without showing it directly, chances are that he or she loves you silently. And if you do the same, it could be that the two of you are supporting each other as a form of unrevealed love. 6. Jealousy. When you and her love each other silently, feelings of jealousy often surface in subtle but hidden ways. You may feel uneasy or uncomfortable when you see her close to other people, even though you have no right to express those feelings. He may feel the same way when you talk to or get too close to other people. This jealousy is usually seen in a change of attitude. For example, he may suddenly become more reserved or keep his distance when you talk about someone special. On the other hand, you may also feel like you want to know more about who's around him, even though you're trying to hide it from view. According to psychology, jealousy in unrevealed relationships usually arises from a fear of loss or a desire to keep someone special. However, since you haven't expressed your feelings to each other yet, this jealousy is one of the strongest proofs of love. If you feel this jealousy but choose to hold it in, it shows that you care about him as more than just a friend. And if he's also showing similar signs, there's a good chance he feels the same way about you. This silent jealousy is another language of love that is still waiting to be expressed. 7. Many coincidences happen. In a silent love relationship, you often meet by accident or are in the same place unplanned. For example, you cross paths on the street, choose adjacent seats at an event, or even often appear in the same social circles. But is it really a coincidence? Sometimes, it's not entirely coincidental. One of you may deliberately choose to be in the same place just to see each other, even if you don't dare to get close or start a conversation. However, even if it's unplanned, the strong feelings of love seem to create a magnetic pull that keeps you in the same situation often. From a psychological perspective, this phenomenon can be called selective attention, where you are more sensitive to the presence of someone you like. In addition, according to some beliefs, this kind of coincidence can be considered a sign that you have a deeper connection, maybe even destiny. If you often experience coincidences like this, it is a sign that you are actually connected. And who knows, maybe this is the universe's way of directing you to finally bring your feelings closer together. 8. Respect each other's boundaries. Even though there is love, you don't force those feelings. You respect each other's space and time, and wait for the right moment to express yourself. 9. It's hard to stop thinking about each other. When you and him love each other silently, your minds are often filled with each other. Even in the middle of a busy day, you might find yourself thinking about her, how she's doing, what she's up to, or even just remembering the little moments you shared together. This goes the other way too. If he's feeling the same way, chances are he's also thinking about you a lot. This can be seen in the way he asks about you to your friends, finds out what you like, or even tries to understand you more even without getting close. According to psychology, this habit is the result of a strong emotional attachment. When you love someone, your brain naturally tends to prioritize memories and thoughts about that person. Without even realizing it, you often imagine scenarios where you are closer or end up together. If you feel like he's always on your mind, it's no coincidence. And if you see signs that he's also thinking about you a lot, like noticing little things about you or finding reasons to stay connected, that's proof that you share the same love, even if it hasn't been expressed yet. 10. Feeling an invisible connection between you. You may often feel that he is present in your mind for no apparent reason. In fact, there are times when you feel his emotions, such as sadness, happiness, or anxiety, even though he is not near you. This connection often feels like intuition. For example, you can suddenly think of him and then shortly after he texts you or shows up in the same place. It can also happen when you feel confident that he cares about you, even if he never says it directly. According to psychology, this kind of feeling can be explained by emotional attunement, which is when two people have such a deep emotional connection that they are naturally attuned to each other. In some beliefs, this is referred to as soul bonding, where the energy or feelings between two people are connected in a way that is hard to explain by logic. If you often feel connected to him, without intense verbal communication, it's a sign that your relationship goes beyond mere attraction. This invisible connection can be proof that you love each other, it's just that there's no courage to express those feelings yet. That's 10 signs you and he love each other silently. If you like the video, please like it, and don't forget to share it with your friends. Because maybe this video will be good news for them. I'm Faridzal Majafar, see you in the next content.